We are coming to you from the home of teriyaki, Seattle, Washington. It's juicy, charred, sweet and savory glaze. This is teriyaki like you've never had it before. One bird, big flavor, truly an epic centerpiece. So we're gonna take the flavors we love of teriyaki, the savory soy, the seasoned mirin, with the sticky ginger glaze. We're not gonna pair that just with chicken thighs. We're gonna go bigger. A whole bird spatchcock to maximize surface area. With a two-stage cook, this method gives us the char we're after without sacrificing juiciness. This is teriyaki reimagined. Let's get into it. To make the teriyaki sauce, it is quite simple. It's only 6 ingredients. Starting off in a 3-quart pot, water. Why are we doing that? It's gonna thin it out. It's gonna help produce a lot of steam during the first part of the cook. Next up, we got soy sauce, mirin. I feel like you cannot make teriyaki sauce without sugar. Using granulated sugar here. Some people use brown sugar, totally up to you. So we're gonna pop this on the scale. For the aromatics, we're gonna be using ginger and garlic. This is not an application where you wanna be brunoising or mincing. We're gonna be using a microplane to really get as much flavor out of this as possible. Got fresh ginger. Personally, I would not sub in ginger powder. If you don't have ginger on hand, you can totally admit it. Fresh ginger, it's worth it. So we got all of our flavors together here. Now we're just gonna bring it up to a boil. Yeah, the pillars of this sauce, I think of it as the soy sauce, the mirin, and the sugar. With those 3 flavors, you can really add and customize it however you want. If you wanna add chilies to it, or if you wanna be pulling that sugar from somewhere else. We are putting the sauce through the ringer because we're bringing it up to a boil. It's gonna go through a long cook with the chicken. At the very end, we're gonna reduce it. So you wanna use very strong, durable flavors. We don't need to be cooking this for a long time or reducing it at this point. We've dissolved the sugar, we've pulled out the flavor of the ginger and the garlic, so we're gonna take this off. It's not a glaze quite yet. It's a really, really thin sauce. That's by design for 2 reasons. One is you can be using this as a marinade, which you'll see me do shortly. 2, during the first stage of the cook, when we add this with the spatchcock chicken, this is gonna develop a lot of steam in there. All this moisture, it's gonna cook the chicken in a really humid environment. That way it cooks really evenly. Later on, we're gonna be able to reduce it down, concentrate those flavors, and we'll get a nice sticky glaze. Now the vessel. This is what we're gonna be cooking our chicken in. Take our sauce, pour it in. Now I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge, cool it down. I'm gonna start spatchcocking the bird, and then we're gonna combine it back with the sauce. So instead of using chicken thighs for this teriyaki, we're using this whole bird. I'm gonna show you how to spatchcock it and to create maximum surface area. That way we can get even more char. I love taking the wishbone out. It's just gonna make carving much more of a breeze later on. Up here at the neck end of the bird, you're gonna find the wishbones. Here, there's gonna be a line. You're gonna feel the bone, the collarbone of the bird. Just cut along that. So we got the bone exposed there on each side. And you just gotta pinch it tight, rip it out. Boom. Flipping the bird over so the spine's facing up. I like to use heavy-duty kitchen shears, starting at the bottom of the bird here, near where the tail was. So the spine's in the very middle of the back. We're just cutting maybe about a 1/2 inch over or so. Regrip the scissors and crunch through. One common mistake I see a lot is you just kind of, wherever it's easy, you just start kind of cutting all the way along the back. But you might cut through some quality meat there. So what you can do is kind of pull the meat apart here, and you'll see these bumps. That's the oyster. Really juicy, tender piece of dark meat. We just want to see where it's at so we don't cut right through the middle of it. We're thinking about how to carve this later on, so you're not having to deal with all those bones. So we're gonna fully remove the spine. Just on the other side, same thing. All this is just mirrored. Okay, there you go. You got your spine riblet of sorts. Save all these, great for stock. We're gonna press it down. At this point, the bird is opened up like a book. You got these large chunks of fat right here. A lot of this, you don't need your knife, just peel it away. So at this point, that would be considered a spatchcock bird. So Though the bird is spatchcocked, we like to take it one step farther. There's the big bone here, and then there's cartilage. So you can actually see the line. Using the tip of the knife, we're gonna slice through it. Slice through it. We got our kitchen shears. The top of where we cut, we are gonna slice all the way to the top. Just where the bone starts, we're gonna put our scissors right in there, cut through the bone. So now, that keel bone is just floating there, basically. We're gonna insert our knife. So we're gonna put our finger in there, run our finger all the way down to the bone, then grabbing it, we're just gonna peel it back. All right, there you have it. That's the keel bone, that's cartilage that's attached to it. There is the rib cage as well as part of the breastplate. We're gonna be slicing underneath all these to remove the bones, all the way up to the socket joint here and just pop it off. So starting at the top of the ribs, knife's kind of angled up towards the bone, trying to not cut the meat. Pulling this taut, sliding your knife just beneath the bone. Right over here, this is like the shoulder blade. I know it's really hard to see a lot of this. You can feel these bones. Bring your knife right beneath it. Grabbing both these. We're at the joint here. You kind of like hyperextend it. So you see where the socket is. All you need to do is just get your knife right between that. So I like to set my knife there, close it. Voila. So there you have it. There's no bones here, no more ribs, no wishbone. This is just floating breast meat and skin, so it'll marinate real fast. When we go to carve it, it'll be really easy. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. At this point, you're like, Nick, is that enough? No, we got more to do. So the classic problem when you're cooking a whole bird is the white meat and the dark meat are cooking to 2 different temperatures. So how to work around that is we're gonna actually cut down to the bone. That's gonna expose the bone, that way it comes up to temperature a lot quicker. The leg's facing towards you, and there's actually a line right here. That is the line we are actually trying to cut on. There's this flap of skin here. Pull that flap down. Just gonna do a steady slice all the way down. I can see I'm just to the side of the bone, and I'm just trying to make a nice deep slice on either side. Just like that. And now we're just gonna work all the way up. So now we can feel we're at like the kneecap. And then we are up at the thigh. Again, the thigh has its own magical line right here of fat. We're just gonna be cutting right along it. Go to the kneecap. I see that my knife naturally went to the right side of the bone a little bit. So now I'm just gonna change my angle, cut to the left. That's it. You should be able to see the full bone. You should be able to see the kneecap. That's just what we want. So now we're gonna switch over to the other side, do the same thing. We are gonna score the breast now. It's important to remember that the breast, it's gonna taper to the tip. So you're not gonna wanna put your knife in about a 1/2 inch or 1 inch and cut that deep all the way across, because then at the tip of the breast, you're gonna be cutting all the way through to the board. So on the thicker end of the breast, we're just gonna put our knife in, cut in maybe about a 1/2 inch or so, 1/4 inch. And we're not gonna be pressing, we're just gonna slice our knife out. So a lot deeper on the thicker end, and it's a really shallow cut on the thin side. Do that once more. Put our knife in, slide it up. So we're right on the tenderloin. Gonna put our knife in, about a 1/2 inch, maybe a 1/4 inch. It all depends on the size of your bird. And pull the knife out. All right, now the other side. Same thing. There's purpose to all this cutting. It always helps if you can dry your bird, pat it dry, or if it's air dried in the fridge, it'll be less slippery. Starting with the heel of the knife, at the top of the breast here, I'm aware of the middle I'm not trying to cut into this side of the breast. I'm just focused on this right breast. So I have the knife in here, and I'm doing kind of a shallow slice, just like that. Maybe just over a 1/4 inch deep. You don't need to go any deeper than that, because remember, you've scored the other side. You're gonna pull the skin over. Good rule in butchering is don't move the meat. Just makes it a lot easier. Moving on to the leg, we're just gonna cut right down to the bone. Now we're gonna tuck the wings back. This is ready to go. At this point, we're gonna pull out the marinade that's been in the fridge cooling down. So we have our glaze here. It's been fully chilled down in the fridge. We got our bird all spatchcocked, scored. We're gonna combine these now. Skin side down, we're gonna go right into the marinade. There's so much salt, so much sugar in that thinned out glaze. It's pretty much a really, really nice brine at this point in time. This 1 hour extra is totally worth it. We're just gonna pop this back in the fridge, okay? After about 30 minutes, flip it over so it's skin side up. That way the marinade can continue to brine the other side. But I got a TV time, one that's already been pre-marinated. So now that it's skin side up, all we need to do is wrap it in foil and it's gonna go into the oven for the first stage of the cook. The main goal is you just wanna trap in all that steam. As that marinade heats up, it's gonna be a really humid environment, helping our chicken cook pretty quickly. So let's pop in the oven. Got our oven preheated, 350, convection. At this stage, we're cooking the bird all the way through. We're gonna grab our chicken, we're gonna check the breast, and we're gonna make sure we've hit our core temperature. So let's go grab it from the oven. Careful with the opening, got some steam in there. We're gonna take our probe, and in the thickest part of the breast here, we're at 145 on the breast. Check the legs if you want. We're looking for about 160 or so. So our bird is cooked all the way through. Doneness is locked in. Now all we need to do is get our glaze finished up, and we're gonna go into the oven one more time. Like any centerpiece or large roast, it's good to let your meat rest because it's gonna continue to carry over and cook. So while this is resting, we're gonna carefully tilt out this glaze and get it reducing. So we got our pot from before. Pop this on the heat. We're gonna be reducing this down until it's about 1 cup. Should be really thick. The bubbles should get really, really big. We're looking for this syrup to coat the back of a spoon. So we're gonna bring it up to a boil first. Reducing this, it'll take about 5, maybe 10 minutes or so, but that's also time we do need to allow the chicken to rest. With that carryover cook, the temperature is gonna rise and then begin to drop. As that temperature drops, that's good for us because when we go back into the oven, we're not wanting to cook the chicken anymore. All we do is want to create all the Maillard and caramelize the sugars on the surface. And you can check the texture, grabbing a spoon, wanting it to coat the back of it nicely. It's nice and syrupy. So from here, all I need to do is brush up my chicken and go into the final roast. The bird's been resting for about 15 minutes. We're gonna glaze it up and unlock the char. We're just gonna coat all over the top, all the crevices. It's gonna get nice and crispy there. Because the edges of all those cuts, that's where the charring is gonna first happen. Like a lot of American barbecue or barbecue around the world, it's about applying layers. So make sure you have enough glaze left over. Got our glaze on here, got our oven wicked hot over there. Same rack position. And with there being a lot of sugar in this glaze, it's gonna caramelize really, really fast. And that's gonna give us a lot of that charred flavor that we kind of want from like grilled teriyaki. So every 2 minutes, hit it with a little bit more glaze, and we're just gonna keep going until we get a really nice char on the outside. It's been about 2 minutes. I got some nice color forming in the back here. It's a little bit slower in the front. A little bit of glaze. So I got this hotter spot here. Just gonna rotate this 180. If I was to give any rules about what's going on here at this last stage, 1, don't burn it. 2, maybe just don't let it be in the oven for more than like 15 minutes max. nice crust to it with a little bit of crispy bits. Nice dark char there. So that is ready to go. A pretty epic looking teriyaki chicken. This is just the way I want it. The top of the skin where we made all the scores has a deep mahogany color. All I need to do is just let this rest for a little bit. And again, as it rests, temperature will drop. It'll get extra crispy. In the meantime, can't have teriyaki without the salad, the sauce, and some rice. All we gotta do is carve it up. Pretty epic. Most teriyaki, again, it's just like grilled, marinated chicken thighs. Here, we just have like every cut on the chicken. I'm gonna show you how to break it all up into different sections. Separate the leg. Got a nice char on there. We're gonna separate the breast, cut off the wings, separate the drumstick from the thigh. This feels really good. It's super tender. It's very juicy. When I'm pushing on the bone, the meat just wants to fall off. This is really kind of fun in a way, where it's like you have a lot more options with your teriyaki. The flavor's there on every piece. Most teriyaki spots too, and you're getting like a thigh is the most forgiving cut on a whole chicken. If the breast is juicy, you know it's good teriyaki then. For breast, super juicy. That's pretty impressive. All right, we got our wings over here, drumsticks, we got our thighs, got our breasts. All of these are coated in glaze. They got a little bit of char to them. All we need to do is plate it up. Every cut of the chicken, glazed, charred, beautiful salad dressing with wedge of super cold crisp greens, Seattle style teriyaki. Tim, do you know what goes into teriyaki salad dressing?
I have no idea. I've always wondered. But it's not grilled, it's just in the oven?
Just charred, yeah, just charred.
And dude, teriyaki for a crowd, that'd be great.
It's truly a centerpiece. Go to chefsteps.com to find the recipe.
Subscribe to our channel and visit chefsteps.com for more tips, recipes, guides, and tools to help you level up in the kitchen.